I work across all of OJP's, across all of OJP, and particularly with our 6 program offices: the National Institute of Justice, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, the Office for Victims of Crime, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, the Office of Sex Offender Sentencing, Monitoring, Apprehending, Registering, and Tracking, or the SMART Office, and the Bureau of Justice Statistics. I work with them to increase outreach to and engagement with communities that have been disproportionately impacted by crime, violence, and victimization, that are marginalized and that are underserved. And I do this in order to help them enhance their programming to better address the needs of these communities. I also work with our business offices to develop strategies to remove barriers and increase access and opportunities to our funding. And we do that to allow for a more equitable disbursement of resources to marginalized communities and support them as co-producers of safety and justice. My role is a first of its kind at the Department of Justice and was envisioned by our former Assistant Attorney General, Amy Solomon, along with her thought partner and our Chief of Staff at the time, Brent Cohen, who is now our Acting Assistant Attorney General. Soon after I came on board to OJP, they asked me for my equity implementation plans and my priorities. It was a long list, 2 pages, single-spaced. And looking it over recently to write these remarks, I was so pleased because I realized that we checked off a lot of what was on that list. I'm exceptionally proud of the work that we've done. What we, along with the exceptionally talented, committed, and passionate career staff at the Office of Justice Programs, accomplished together in the 3 years I've been here. It's truly remarkable. One of the items on this list was missing and murdered Black women and girls, and that's all it said. It took me a bit of time to kind of envision, what did that mean and what exactly did I want to do? I spoke to colleagues across the department, to friends, to advocates in the field, and decided we should start with the discussion that we are having here today. But perhaps there's another reason why it took me a little bit of time to get to this on that very long list, to organize this convening. It's because the subject matter is very close to me. You see, I was a Black girl missing. And although I was taken by my father out of love and to protect me from further victimization by my mother's fiance, my mom still didn't know where I was for over 8 months. My mother told me many years later that even though she knew I was safe, not knowing my whereabouts and not being able to speak to me for those very long 8 months was absolute torture. I can only imagine what she went through. And it's why I'm all the more grateful that Ms. Howard, Ms. Lee, and Mr. Butler have joined us today to tell us about their loved ones and the challenges they have faced in searching for and obtaining justice in their names. And although my mother had the resources to hire a private detective to find me, what led my father to take me to the other side of the country in a desperate attempt to protect me are some of the same systemic and societal failures that far too many Black women and girls still face today. Law enforcement that is unresponsive when we or our families say that we are victims. Schools that punish kids who are acting out instead of recognizing these unspoken cries for help. Child welfare agencies that too often break apart Black families unnecessarily, funneling Black children into the foster care system. And a society that both consciously and unconsciously sexualizes and adultifies little Black girls, refusing to see them as innocent and worthy of protection. And that's why we're here today, to engage in a discussion of how we can address and remedy these systemic failures and ensure that the next little Black girl who goes missing, the next Black woman who faces violence, is seen, heard, believed, and protected.